for coming out today. It looks like it's a bigger group than last year, and I appreciate everybody being here today for the second annual Victims' Rights March. The issue of victims' rights is as important today as it was 30 years ago when President Reagan declared National Crime Victims' Rights Week. I'd like to begin today just by acknowledging a few people that are here. Mr. Tapper mentioned Supervisor Perez couldn't be here, but in fact, the other supervisors who were going to attend today couldn't be here because their meeting is going late today. But the people that are here, I'd like to just take a couple moments and let you acknowledge, or that I can acknowledge, Bakersfield Police Chief Greg Williamson, Stallion Springs Police Chief Mike Grant. I believe Under Sheriff Rosemary Wall is here. The sheriff is out of town. Bear Valley Police Chief Rod Walters, Ridgecrest Police Chief Rod Strand, Kern County Probation Chief David Kugay, Kern County District Attorney Chief Scott Tunnicliffe. I'd like to also acknowledge Captain Terry Roberts of the California Highway Patrol. In addition, we have City Councilman Russell Johnson here today. We have Bob LaRue from Parks and Recreation Department, Dick Taylor from Veteran Services, and Bob Barris on behalf of the DEA. And finally, last but not least, having traveled all the way from Sacramento to attend the march today, I'd like to thank Ed Giacomelli from the California office, OES, which is the Victim Witness Agency in Sacramento that gives us our money for our victim services. So thank you all for attending today. I'd like to just also thank Chief Deputy Mark Pafford. As you might imagine, it's a lot of work coordinating a march like this, the posters, and just all the things that behind the scenes work. I'd also like to thank my Victim Services Coordinator, Linda Finnerty, her staff who's here today who have helped, have been so hardworking. I'd like to thank Monsignor Craig and the parishioners from St. Francis. I'd like to also thank Arlana St. Clair and the Kern County Prosecutors Association for their help in making this march happen today in the candlelight vigil. We need only turn to the television or open a newspaper or go online to hear what seems to be nothing but bad news. We watch with exhaustion the barrage of bad news every day. We read about terrorism, both domestic and abroad. We read about parents who lose their children to gun violence, or DUI drivers who wreak havoc on the road. And we weep not only with them, but for them. We react to other people's pain and loss, and we feel powerless. And although the criminal justice system cannot erase your pain, we can, tonight, let you know that you are not alone, that we support you. I know the decision to come here today for many of you was a difficult one. I also know that it is difficult to talk about loved ones who have been victims of senseless violence. I cannot imagine how hard it was for Mrs. Heath to stand up here and talk about the loss of her daughter a mere 2.5 months ago. But I read something recently that made me think about the march and think about the loss that you suffered. I'd like to share this quote with you. When you stand and share your story in an empowering way, your story will heal you, and your story will heal somebody else. And I hope that that is true. My husband asked me several times in the past few weeks, what is the purpose of this march? What do you hope to accomplish? And I've given that quite a bit of thought over the last few weeks since he first asked me, and I think the answer is really very simple. We, those of us who have not had our lives touched by violence, stand here today with those of you who have. We stand here to let you know that we support you in your journey, whether your journey is spiritual or otherwise, to help you deal with the loss of your loved one. Whether the violence or the loss that you suffered is recent, as in Faith's case, in her husband's case, or happened 30 years ago, we know that it has touched your lives in ways that you can never forget. And today we are here to tell you that we don't forget either. Some of you are here today, you have received closure from the criminal justice system, and others wait, hoping that an arrest will be made and that justice will be served. Please know that the presence of so many law enforcement leaders in our community today attests to the fact that we in law enforcement have not forgotten either. Just yesterday, some of you may have heard, the Bakersfield Police Department announced a link to their website where people can send in tips on 44 unsolved homicide cold cases. So there are things that are being done to help solve the cases that are unsolved. In a few moments, I'm going to ring the bell behind me, and we'll proceed on the march portion of this day to St. Francis, where you are invited to participate in the candlelight vigil if you choose to do so. I've only been able to talk to a fraction of the families that are here, so please, if you'd like to come and say hello, if you'd like to talk to me, please feel free to walk with me as we walk to St. Francis. I'd like to close my comments with the words of St. Francis of Assisi. All the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle. Thank you.